Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you have tuned in to the Loan Officer Podcast with me, Dustin Owen, and my producer extraordinaire, the one, the only,
John Coleman.
So check this out, John Coleman. Interest rates have totally plummeted. I'm talking they were in the 4s, now they're in the 3s. Maybe by the time we get this produced, they could be in the 2s.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? That means it's much cheaper to finance the purchases of real estate today than it was just a few weeks ago. That means if you have a home loan, and by the way, there's like $5 trillion worth of mortgages outstanding. $5 trillion with a T.
It's a lot of money.
They are always experts. Anytime I say they, I'm just alluding to a fictitious yet tangible set group of supposed experts. So they claim that half of those mortgages, so half of 5 is $2.5 trillion is quote unquote in the money. In the money is a term we use in the mortgage industry that states this loan could pay off quickly because its interest rate is so far out of the market, the owner of that mortgage should be calling their favorite loan officer and refinancing. Okay, so low interest rates mean it's a great time to buy because the home that would have cost you $1,800 last month will cost you $1,600 a month this month. It also means if you have a home loan and you want to save some money, reach out to your favorite loan officers and discuss refinancing. So this is one of the very, very, very small bright spots anytime you have a economic crisis or you have an economy that is heading towards a recession. Typically the cost of borrowing is lower. I used to teach classes to real estate agents where they would cheer for lower interest rates. And I would have to actually tell them, no, if you want to have a lot of home sales, you actually typically cheer for higher interest rates because statistically, when rates are rising, they're doing so because the economy is booming. When the economy is booming, then you typically have more home sales when the economy is not booming. Now, the economic whiplash, what do we call it? Whiplash? The economic fallout that we're going to experience from the coronavirus is anticipated to be substantial but swift, meaning we should rebound quickly, and when we rebound, it'll be swift and quick. So imagine on a chart, you see a massive drop, and then a few weeks later, you see a massive gain. That's what we're anticipating. Also, this recession that we're going into, we've been forecasting this for the past 2 years. And unlike the previous recession that was caused by housing, this recession, it's anticipated currently today, as well as 2 years ago, housing is going to be one of the bright spots. So we're actually, for those of us in the housing industry, from an economic standpoint, we're sitting in a really solid driver's seat where we don't anticipate home values dropping. We don't anticipate home sales falling off a cliff, but we do anticipate home affordability increasing because interest rates have dropped. And we do recognize that of the 5 trillion outstanding mortgages, that 2.5 trillion are in the money. And those 2.5 trillion should be reaching out to their loan officer of choice to discuss whether or not a refinance makes sense. And where typically I would say 1 in 5 refinance inquiries actually made sense for the person to refinance, I'm going to go polar opposite and I'm going to say 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 refinance opportunities or refinance inquiries are going to make sense. So that's every reason why today's podcast is about refinancing your home loan. Like, this podcast is geared towards homeowners who are trying to decide why I should refinance, how I could refinance, what are the steps on refinancing, what are the different types of refinancing. And I just want to make it as educational and as informative as possible because refinances make sense for some, but not all. So let's try to figure out who they make sense for.
Sounds good.
All right. You have 20 minutes?
I do.
Cool. You and I spend 20 minutes discussing that. I want you to stop me and ask any question that you may have as a consumer. I say this on almost every episode, but you are our target audience, right? You're not a mortgage professional. Your background is in marketing. It's in video production. It's in audio production. It's in social media, but it's not in the mortgage industry, which makes you the perfect producer and also a great co-host because it's not two people geeking it out using industry jargon. Mm-hmm. It's one mortgage professional talking to the average consumer.
Correct.
All right. So I'm going to walk you through this. If you were to call me today, John, and say, I want to refinance, my very first question is, how long are you going to be in the home for? And do you know why I'm going to ask that of you?
I do not.
Okay. Because refinances cost money.
Okay. How so?
Well, whenever you refinance, there's a good chance you probably need to get a new appraisal. There's a good chance that there's going to be some kind of a title company or settlement company or closing attorney that is going to charge you fees to close your new transaction. Also, the state you live in may very well tax you for the new financial transaction. Like here in the state of Florida taxes anyone obtaining a home loan. They impose a intangible tax and a Florida document stamp on the mortgage. Okay, it's a percentage of your loan. It's money you pay to refinance. And depending on how you and your loan officer decide to structure your loan, and I want to specify, you and your loan officer decide, because there's no such thing as a one-size-fits-all mortgage, you very well may decide that, you know what, you're okay paying an underwriting fee and a processing fee to get this home loan. So typically, your cost could run you $2,000 to $5,000 just to refinance. Well, if you're saving $200 or $300 a month, it may make perfect sense if you just run a quick ROI calculation. What's your return on investment? Well, if you had to spend $5,000 to save $250 a month, how many months do you have to live in this home paying on this mortgage before you've broken even? Well, it's 20 months, right? Almost 2 years. So that's why I tell you the very first question I'm going to ask you is, how long? How long are you going to have this mortgage before you refinance it again, pay it off, or sell the home, at which point when you sell the home, you have to pay off your mortgage. Mm-hmm. Now, assuming it's greater than 3 years, then we're going to walk through all the various reasons why somebody would refinance. Okay? The first one and the easiest one is, well, to save money. Duh. Right? Duh. Okay, who doesn't like to save $250 a month or $300 a month? And by the way, when I speak of those closing costs, very, very rarely are you ever paying out of pocket for them. Normally they're rolled into the new loan, right? So it's money that you don't see, but you need to understand that is money that had you sold the home would be coming to you. Instead, you're using some of that equity and you're rolling it into your new loan. Mm-hmm. So you might get a loan for $200,000, but if your closing costs were $4,000, then you're now borrowing $204,000. That's all well and good because maybe your home is worth $300,000, so you have plenty of equity. It made sense to roll your closing costs into the new loan. But I wanted to stress that because the last thing I'd want to do is have any audience member not reach out to their loan officer of choice to discuss a refinance because they're thinking, oh crap, I don't have $4,000. It's like, no, you more than likely, most lenders can refinance you where you bring no money to the table. And certain refinance transactions, you actually get money back. So, and we'll jump into that. So the first reason is obviously to save money. And you can save money by going from X interest rate to Y interest rate. So we just locked a client in yesterday. He was at 4.75. We dropped him down to 3.375. That's over a 1% savings. It's about a $275 a month savings. Nothing else changed. He didn't need any money out of his home. He didn't have mortgage insurance we were trying to remove. It was a pretty straightforward rate and term refi. You also would refinance to remove your mortgage insurance. And people need to be reminded, what is mortgage insurance? Well, if you have a loan with mortgage insurance, you typically know you do. You didn't put down 20% when you bought the home. Therefore, you've been paying an insurance policy that protects your lender against you going into default. Well, let's say you bought that home 3-4 years ago. And now because your home value has appreciated and you've paid down your loan, not only can we drop you from a rate of 4.5 to 3.5, but maybe we can remove your mortgage insurance as well. So now your savings might be $250 a month in principal and interest plus $150 a month in mortgage insurance. That's a freaking $400 payment, like, windfall. Like, what does $400 do? Well, that's $400 you can now use to pay off your credit cards. That's $400 that allows you to go buy that new car you needed because yours is a clunker and it's breaking down. That's $400 that you now can put into an IRA because maybe you don't have one, or maybe you start a 529 for your kids because you don't have a education fund, and education is something that you want to save for your children. So that's like legit money, right? That's $400. $400 in today's world would afford you a cruise around the world, all inclusive.
Yeah.
I don't know if I recommend it, but that $400 would go really far on a cruise ship right now. So that would be a rate and term refi with PMI elimination. You could also look at, well, man, I'm currently paying X percent and my monthly payment's Y, but I have 22 years left on my mortgage. What if I went to a 15-year fixed? I'm currently in a 30-year fixed mortgage. I've been in my house for 8 years, so I have 22 years left. What if you could refinance? Your payment stays the same, but you just knocked 7 years off of your loan, right? You just knocked 80, 90 grand of payments off of your loan. Yeah, you would do that. And then you have other cases where, for whatever reason, you're looking at your overall debt. Then this is one of my favorite refinances to do, especially if I can get the client to come in, meet with me, and actually go through a true financial consultation. And I can show them some of my financial advisor wizardry. What I've learned from playing one on TV, but I'm not one in practice. But no, for whatever reason, you found yourself with student loans and credit cards and car payments and your mortgage payment, and you are literally hand to mouth, paycheck to paycheck. But the one good thing you did is you bought that house 6 years ago. And you sit down with us, and not only is your rate 4.75%, and not only are you paying mortgage insurance, but I recognize by consulting with you, or your loan officer recognizes from consulting with you, that, hey, you have 100 grand of equity. Do you know that I can actually do a brand new loan for you, and we're going to actually give you money at closing? We are going to give you a brand new loan. We're going to cover all your closing costs. We're going to give you enough money that you can pay off those student loans, the credit cards, and that car. And now all of a sudden, not only is your mortgage payment less, or maybe it's the same, but you're not paying $1,000 a month towards credit cards, car loan, and student loan. That's a cash out refinance. And we do so for debt consolidation. And it works wonders as long as the consumer figures out what they did to get themselves in that situation, and they don't find themselves in that situation again. Because look, your home is not your piggy bank. It's not. Many, many people got themselves in trouble just a decade and a half ago because they thought their home was a piggy bank, and every time it went up in value, they went out and did some kind of a refinance. They took cash out, or they did an equity line, took cash out and used it to buy a boat, to buy a condo, who knows what else. Look, it's not that, but your home definitely can bail you out of a sticky situation. Your home can definitely set you on the right path to financial freedom and financial fitness. So we call those cash out refinances for debt consolidation. Now, we also do cash out refinances for other things. You may ask, hey, Dustin.
Hey, Dustin.
What other things are you alluding to?
What other things are you alluding to?
All right, John, I would love to tell you. So let's think of some of the things. If you were sitting on a boatload of equity, right? You owe $150,000 on your house. Your house is worth $350,000. You do the math. You have about 200 grand of equity sitting in your home. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, John, what if you have some kind of a major medical procedure coming up?
Okay.
And you don't have cash for it, right? It could be elective. Maybe it's dental implants. Maybe it's LASIK eye surgery. Maybe it's breast augmentation. Maybe it's rhinoplasty. Maybe it's not elective. Maybe it's a freaking hip replacement surgery, but your insurance won't cover it because they tell you you're not old enough. By the way, that happens. You could look to your home, not only do a refinance to lower your rate, but also pull cash out to help cover those medical expenses. What if the home that you own, you've always dreamt of having a pool, but that pool you want's $40,000. and you really don't want to have to go to a bank or to the pool company to finance it, and you sure as heck don't want to touch your investments. Have you seen what's going on in the stock market and the S&P? Is now the time to sell? No, now is the time to buy, folks, by the way. Like, you buy now. When the market's depressed, you find money to put into it, especially if it's long-term money, meaning money you don't need for the next 6 or 12 months. So no, now's not a good time to be selling your stocks. Well, you could look to do a cash out refinance for that pool. Same thing goes for a new kitchen, new bathroom, new flooring. What if your kid's going off to college? And what if you want to be able to pay for your kid's college, but for whatever reason you weren't able to save when your kid was born through the age of 18? Cash out refinance, right? If that's your priority. Now, I would tell you before you did that, please consult with your financial advisor. I'm not your financial advisor, and I'm never going to be. But you need to sit down with someone, and you need to really look at what your long-term future is in terms of retirement age and assets you need to retire, because your financial advisor may or may not recommend you doing a cash out refinance to pay for your kid's education, but it's something that could be done. Just like, I'm going to use the kid going off to college thing for this scenario. Kids going off to college, they're going to University of Florida, and dorm expense is like, I don't know, $15,000 a year. Maybe you don't want to spend $15,000 on a dorm. Maybe you decided you and your spouse should just own a home in Gainesville. Let your child live there with their 2 friends and charge their 2 friends rent. So you want a second home in Gainesville, an investment property in Gainesville, but you need 20% down to buy it. Well, you got the 20%, but it's either sitting in your 401k or it's sitting in your E-Trade account. And right now it's a terrible time to touch that money. But you have all this equity in your home. Rates are super low. Why not look at a cash out refinance to raise the capital to now buy that home in Gainesville for your child to live in, as well as their 2 friends, who, by the way, you're going to charge rent to. And when you buy that home in Gainesville, guess where rates are? They're at all-time low. Like, we're talking about, like, the cavemen never had rates this low. That's how low things are. So refinancing is extremely beneficial, especially in a market like today's. And if Corona has you down or has you bored because you can't go to the gym and you can't go to the mall, in the movies, in the Magic game, in the Bucks game, which, by the way, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, TB12.
Holy shit.
What do you think?
I'm speechless.
Yeah, and this is interesting because you grew up.
Yeah.
You grew up in Massachusetts, but you went to school in Tampa.
Yeah.
And I remember when I first got to know you, you're like, yeah, I kind of cheer for both teams.
Yeah.
So your boy Tom Brady is now a Buccaneer.
Yeah, but he's also old. I have no idea why he went. I have no idea how this happened. It's really just odd. It's kind of like, people are talking about, he might go here, he might go there. No one ever really thought like Tampa Bay. It's like, just throw a dart in the dark and see where it lands.
So, Reddy, you don't know how this happened, but you and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers organization and fans are going to take full advantage of it, right?
Of course.
So we don't know how and why rates are so low, but we're going to take advantage of the situation. And look, my 15-plus year career in this industry, I've never been a refi king. That's never been my MO. I preach and teach and coach, focus on the purchase market. And we always will. Here at Waterstone Mortgage, and any opportunity I get to teach and speak and coach, it's going to be focused on the purchase market. But I'd be remiss, and I'd be a terrible podcast host if I didn't hop on the microphone and turn on the cameras and remind people that, hey, you can save some serious money. You can put yourself into a fantastic financial situation if you, A, apply some of the principles that we've been teaching over the past few weeks by listening to the episodes on budgeting, right? And B, seriously look into and consider a refinance. It is going to make sense for at least half of you out there, because half of you who are already homeowners, you are quote unquote in the money. That means you are ripe to refinance. I'm telling you, as a professional, I've gone from 1 in 5 refinance consultations do we actually move forward with. What I mean by that is we typically tell 4 out of 5 people, yeah, no, refinance doesn't make sense. Like, we turn away business. Waterstone Mortgage makes money when we refinance homes. Like, we want to do them only if it makes sense, only if it's the right thing to do by the client. And I'm saying right now that number's higher. It's probably closer to 4.5, 4 out of 5 than it was 1 out of 5, just because of where rates are going. And they're not going to last that long.
Yeah, how long do you think this is going to last? That was going to be my question.
Well, you know, if I could answer that, you and I wouldn't be having a podcast. Or if we did, we'd be on my yacht in Fiji. That's a great way to social distance, right? Hop on a yacht, go to Fiji, and just chill.
Yeah, but then they won't let you back in.
Yeah, well, and I don't have that type of coin, so. No, so my crystal ball is calling for mortgage rates to stay in the 3s. Now, that could be 3%, it could be 3.75 on a 30-year fixed all of this year and into the beginning of next year. So into Q1 2021, we could see them touch below 3. I think that's more of your 15-year fixed mortgages, your 10-year fixed mortgages. I think 30s is going to be really hard to see many go above 3%, but they're going to be in the 3s throughout this year. And the one thing people do have to understand is they're going to have to be patient with the industry, because there's $2.5 trillion worth of loans that are quote unquote in the money. We as an industry are only equipped, meaning we only have enough people working in this industry from Spokane to Key West and every state in between and every city in between to do about $2 to $2.5 trillion worth of loans per year. Well, we still focus on the purchase business. There are still people wanting to sell their home, buy their home, get married, buy a house, graduate college, buy a house, get a new job, transfer, buy a house, right? It's going to be impossible for us to try to refinance all right now, or all in 6 months, or all in 9 months. What I would tell you, start making your phone calls now. Start getting your documents, your ducks in a row done right now. Figure out what it's going to take, what your options are, because the market is freaking volatile. It is crazy. I was talking to our senior vice president of secondary marketing. He's basically the wizard in The Wizard of Oz. He is the guy behind the black sheet who is making the magic happen. He literally said he wishes this market and this environment could have waited 4 more years, because it's so insane. He retires in 4 years. So he wouldn't have to deal with it. Someone else would have to deal with it. What we're seeing is the industry is trying to self-regulate. The industry is trying to not swallow an elephant all at one time. Mm-hmm. Right? There's a saying in business, it's a pig in the python. It's when you have too much business. So if you ever seen a constrictor snake eat, whether it's a small constrictor eating a mouse or a python eating a whole entire pig, you see that massive bulge, and it takes weeks, if not months, to work through their digestive tract. So we're not dealing with a pig in a python. We're dealing with a freaking elephant in a python right now. And there's still another elephant and another elephant left to eat. And how do you eat an elephant? Do you know?
Piece by piece?
One bite at a time. Yeah, one bite at a time. So we will need to ask everyone to be patient. Like I'm telling clients right now, it's a bit of a hurry up and wait game. And the industry will self-regulate, meaning they're going to give us really good rates. And then when they get an influx of business, they're going to artificially jack those rates up. Mm-hmm. And they're not saying that we don't want your business. They're saying we don't want your business right now because we can't handle it. And we have to set proper expectations. And we have to give everyone great customer service. But if there's only so many human beings and computers that can digest and crunch the amount of paperwork needed, then we have to shut off the valve from time to time, or shut that floodgate. Mm-hmm. So I kind of anticipate the next year unfolding like this. The industry is going to do what they can. Companies like Waterstone Mortgage, a company that I help run, we're going to do everything we can to capitalize and help all of our clients and their friends and their neighbors and their coworkers save thousands of dollars. But we can't do it all at once. So we're going to open the floodgates like we did 2 weeks ago, and we're going to break records with the number of loans we locked. True story, that happened 2 weeks ago. And then the market's going to do crazy things, like the rates are going to shoot up and shoot down and shoot up and shoot down. Like I went on bankrate.com and I saw someone advertising a 5% rate. Look, rates are not 5%. What they're telling you is I can't handle any more phone calls. So I'm just going to advertise a 5% rate in hopes that you don't call me today.
But then there's always a will that will call and will get.
Yeah, oh no, I bet if you called them, they would probably offer you a rate way less than 5%. So the market, meaning investors, Wall Street, because the mortgage industry is a huge business outside of just originating and consulting and advising people. The market will help self-regulate the inflow. But my main point to the listeners is be patient, but hurry up and wait, right? Which is so confusing. More importantly, if you got anything, pick up the phone today, tomorrow, or the next day and call your loan officer of choice to discuss a refinance. And
What if they don't have a loan officer for a choice then?
gosh, John, I'm so happy you asked that. If you don't have a loan officer of choice, call Dustin Owen. Call Dustin Owen at 407-645-6363. I used to be a fantastic loan officer. I still kind of know what I'm talking about, but more importantly, I work day in, day out with dozens of amazing Waterstone loan officers, and I can make sure that you get set up with the right loan officer to help you handle your situation, answer your questions, and help you determine whether or not a refinance makes sense. But you heard it here first, 4 out of 5 people, it's going to make sense to refinance, and already half of you are in the money. I'm Dustin Owen. He's John Coleman. In this episode of the Loan Officer Podcast, we encouraged you to pick up the damn phone, call your loan officer of choice, and ask them whether or not a refinance makes sense, why, and how. DustinOwen.com, DOwen at WaterstoneMortgage.com. Like us on Facebook, like us on Instagram. Tell your friends and your families and your neighbors and your coworkers to tune into this podcast, to reach out to the loan officer of their choice, and let's start saving money. John, I'm done.
I'm done too.
Peace.
Deuces.